Yo, what's up, everybody? I got another knife review for you. This here is, the venerable Spyderco Paramilitary 2, or PM2, as a lot of people like to call it. This one in particular was the DLT Trading Special one that's got nice purple G10 micarta, or not micarta, but nice purple G10 scales. And it's coming in with CPM CRU-WEAR steel instead of S30V that the normal guys got. It's also got a black DLC coated blade, or diamond-like carbon, which are supposed to be rather scratch resistant and whatnot. And that's pretty cool. For whatever reason, this thing comes standard with the wrong orientation on the dang pocket clip. Almost everybody prefers tip up, myself included. So, I mean, at least it's easy enough to change, but I don't understand quite why they wanted to do that. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty much the purple scales that really put me over the edge on trying to pick this guy up. I haven't had or even really handled a paramilitary 2 before. But, everyone's online seems to think that these guys are, the next best thing to Jesus or something like that. And I'm coming to the realization that it's a little smaller than I thought it was. When they say 3.6-inch blade, they're talking, way back here to the tip of the blade, but you still only got like 3.1 inches going this way here. And it does have the forward finger choil. I honestly don't really enjoy using those, even on some of the other knives that include them from Spyderco that I'm super fond of, like the Manix 2XL, which I'll get to at some point here. So yeah, I would mostly use it back here, and the handle's just a little bit smaller than I kind of thought it was. I guess that mostly begs the question then, well, why didn't I just get a military? And, well, they don't do one in the stupid compression lock. This one, obviously, it's by Sawglasser to begin with, but, it's also been updated by Eric. And I believe part of that was adding the compression lock, because at the beginning, just the standard paramilitary, I think, was a liner lock. I should maybe look that up first, but I think that's basically the case. So, if they ever did decide to come out finally with a redesigned military model that had a compression lock on it, I would be all sorts for it, because I do like the blade shape quite a bit. It's kind of like the Delica and Endura, but, a little taller. And all sorts of good stuff like that. One thing I have noticed, I'm not a huge fan of coated blades. In particular, this one's not quite as smooth as I would expect. And this isn't out of the box. This has also had some KPL knife lube put on it, and the pivot kind of adjusted, so there's no blade play, but just almost barely. And still, it's just a little stiffer than I'd like, and I'm pretty sure that's due to the DLC coating on it. Overall, though, it's pretty neat, and since so many people actually use this knife and are very familiar with it, I can probably end up using that for size comparisons on things. And randomly today, I ended up picking up a Gonzo that's basically the copy of it. And the only reason I felt comfortable actually getting this is because I knew what it was, and I already own the original. It's, so in that way, I kind of feel it's a little bit like if you have ripped a movie that you own from DVD or Blu-ray, and you're like, neat, now I have a copy of it because I own the rights to the original. So, and sadly, I do actually prefer having the Access style lock on this guy rather than the compression lock, just because my thumb still on the back end gets in here a little bit, and that's never fun. You know, something a little bit larger knife would take care of. But yeah, I mean, this guy obviously is much cheaper, you know, using their 440C steel. Yeah, it's a compelling bargain for, I think, the $18 it costs, if you can actually find this damn model, which apparently is pretty difficult, and it probably has to do with the fact that it is a direct clone of this guy. So I'm sure there's probably legal precedence somewhere that's making it difficult to get, because you really don't see them showing up on eBay or AliExpress or anything so much. I actually found this guy from Power Cutlery, since they had quite a few Gonzos. It's where I got one of the new FH91s from, which is a fantastic knife. But yeah, I tend to like this guy. It doesn't have a barrel spacer like you know, the actual one does back here. But impressively, let's see if I can't get a little bit of flashlight all up in here. Yeah, impressively, you can see that it's actually skeletonized on the Gonzo on both sides, which is pretty neat. You know, not something that you usually see on that low of a price point. They usually just shove them right out the door. I mean, obviously, this guy is too. And it's got some interesting kind of trapezoidal kind of skeletonizing. They kind of get artistic with it. But I guess it works. And, you know, it's bounced pretty nice back here. Not so much up at the choil, but, you know, back so the whole handle will drape in your hands. So it's a neat knife. It's certainly not my favorite Spyderco by any stretch of the imagination, but the allure of purple knives and how few of them I actually see around really contributed to me spending way too much on this. Like, I think it was like $180, which, you know, it's not necessarily unreasonable, but I still kind of value this as maybe like $130, maybe $140 knife. I mean, in its standard configuration of S30V and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate this guy quite a bit. Glad to have it in my collection, but it probably won't get a whole bunch of pocket use. It's got like a 3.6 millimeter blade stock thickness, as pretty much everybody would be able to tell by this point, since it's, you know, tried and true. And the handles are just a touch under an inch. They're about 0.45 inches. So it's a little thinner than kind of the average half-inch size that a lot of people go for. But yeah, it's a pretty knife, and I like it a lot. Thanks for watching, yo.